Are you nuts?
Good morning, everyone. This is Financial Literacy 101. And today we'll be talking about a medical and recreational OrganiGram stock. OrganiGram is roughly trading at, with the current market prices of $4.05. So right after this, we'll get into the stock review. All right, let's get right into the stock review. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Wendell. Glad to see everybody here this morning for the stock review. So let's talk about it very quickly. Let's get rid of this banner really quickly. So OrganiGram, now they've been coming out in 2019, November of 2019. So roughly going about a year and a half with this particular stock. They've been up 22%, as you can tell here. The past year, they've been up almost 146%. If you guys can see what I'm talking about, they've been up essentially 146% over the past year. Then the past 3 months, they've been up 190%, almost 191%. And again, this particular stock is a medicinal and a recreational stock out of Canada. Okay, Canada is the one country that's north of the U.S. that they have multiple recreational and medicinal stocks, because marijuana is actually legal in Canada for the entire country of Canada. So that is the past month or so. And then in the past week, they've been up 2%. And then today, I believe they're slightly down, roughly under 1%. Okay. So let's get back into it. And for you guys who are not familiar with this particular stock right here, it says OrganiGram engages in the production and sale of medicinal marijuana. It focuses on producing cannabis for patients and adult recreational consumers. The firm brands include adult recreational and medicinal, medical, my apologies. The company was founded on July 5th, 2020, and is headquartered in Montauk, Canada. Okay. The listed name in the ticker for this one is OGI. They have roughly 580 employees. Currently, they have no dividends. Okay. But this company is roughly 11 years old. The sectors that they actually operate in is agriculture, of course, in Canada, and cannabis. 0% sale. 0% sale. This is huge. Right now, majority of the analysts, we either be on Robinhood and other platforms that I've been looking at. OrganiGram is actually holding very strong. No one is thinking about selling. They believe that this stock is actually going to blow up. This could be a potential future buy for you guys to put in your portfolio. You might want to change this one out with any other particular marijuana stock. So this actually may be good for your portfolio. They got a 27% buy, 73% hold. And we're looking at the quarterly earnings here. As you can tell, in Q3, they was actually down, but Q4 of 2020 and in first quarter now, they're actually going up. They're actually doing pretty well, even with the current market conditions. People in this sector, other Canadian stocks, Aurora Cannabis, Aphira, and Sundial Growers. Now, when it comes to Market Watch, we're looking at their past performance. Year to date, they're up 204%. We can kind of round this up to 205. Okay, in the past 3 months, 183%. And then the analysts on Market Watch as well has what? Hold the stock. So we got 15 analysts from Market Watch saying hold the stock. And then we go back over to Robinhood. We have 15 ratings from Robin saying hold the stock. I mean, so far so good. And as we're moving on to, let's see if there's any dividends, and they're slightly operating out of debt, which is not bad at all. Okay, a lot of these companies, they actually reinvest a lot of their money, and that's why you see these particular numbers. Okay, now Yahoo Finance is stating that short term, mid term, long term, all the performance outlook is looking good. All of the performance outlooks are looking good. Let's also look at the comparisons. Okay, You got Hexo, you got Afira, Sundial Growers, you got Curaleaf, and you have Cresco Labs. The only one that's actually performing okay today out of these comparison stocks that people also watch is Hexo, and they're only up 1.3%. Okay, let's move right along. Yahoo is saying that the stock is overvalued, but of course they don't really believe that. They have a lot of contradicting analyst rating, because here you got overvalued and up here you got they're going up, performance outlook. So again, two different analytics. Take it with a grain of salt, but I do believe that this could be a really good buy. Let's look at some of the headline news here. It says OrganiGram stock sinks its market gains. And here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, it said closes at 440. When we look at these particular stock prices, I'm actually glad that the stock is down, because again, the thing that should be rolling around constantly in your head is buy low, sell high. So if the stock has sank, this is when you want to buy, especially when all of the analyst ratings are saying hold this stock. Yahoo is saying hold this stock. Market Watch is saying hold this stock. And essentially Robinhood is saying hold this stock. So here we are with three analyst ratings saying hold the stock. Let's see what else can we find on here. There's any headline news according to that. Let's go back to Market Watch very quickly. See any headline news. It says OrganiGram shares gain as British American Tobacco buys 19.9% stake to cooperate on CBD products. And it says here's OrganiGram price target doubled by Raymond James. Raymond James is a large financial institution on shining new partnership with British American Tobacco. And this is why I'm actually bringing this talk to you guys, because it's weird to me that a tobacco company, a British tobacco company, and we kind of know that Canada, Australia, a lot of the Caribbean companies fall under the UK. They're part of the UK monarchy. So that's not weird to me. But what's weird to me is that a tobacco company is essentially going into partnership with a medicinal and recreational marijuana company. The tobacco companies are actually hurting. A lot of people are not smoking tobacco at the same rate and the same volume that they once was, because all of the cancerous properties and all the carcinogens that are inside of the tobacco. Some people are moving over to marijuana. So I'm thinking this is a bridge way for the British American Tobacco Company to get into medicinal use, but they're going by the way of CBD. Okay, they're going by the way of CBD, but let's move on. Let's see here. What else it says? Oh, British American Tobacco invests $176.6 million in OrganiGram will develop CBD products. OrganiGram up 40% pre-market. That's a large deal, especially for a tobacco company. Okay, that is a very large deal. But let's move on. Now, this is Zacks. This is another analytical tool that you guys can put in your toolbox, and Zacks is saying hold it as well. So again, we have Robinhood, Market Watch, Yahoo, and Zacks all saying hold this stock. Okay, they're all saying hold this stock. So when we really look at this, this could be a potential stock for you guys once again. Then hold inside of your portfolio. Now, unfortunately, we're looking at some of the Scout scores here. They got F for value, C for growth, F for momentum, and a total VGM score of F, which I do not agree. Now, first and foremost, I believe the value is a B. I do believe the value is a B. I do believe the growth is a C, and I believe the momentum is a D, which kind of gives the overall VGM score of a C. So in my flame rating, I give this particular stock a 2 flame rating, but this has a large potential of growth. It absolutely does, especially with that new contract with the British Tobacco Company. It has a large potential of growth because of the new dealings and contracts. So let's go over to their website and see how they conduct business. This is kind of a roll through that you guys can go through very, very quickly. I see you, Big Uzi. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's see here. We got cultivation. We got brands. It says adult, recreational, and medicinal. Okay, medicine. Let's see. Let's go to here. Then let me enter my age. Okay, I am that old. Okay. This isn't a shared device. You're going to nope. Okay. They want to know I'm in British Columbia. Let's do that. Let's look at some of their brands. Because again, ladies and gentlemen, when you're thinking about investments, you should really define what a company, how they're operating, what are their products, and is it sustainable? Because that's going to make you a more well-educated investor. And it actually kind of gives you a timeline. Believe it or not, when you're thinking about stocks to actually invest in, and you're like, okay, I want growth stocks or I want dividend stocks. So there are some hybrid stocks that they actually give dividends and they have a large potential for growth. So with this particular stock, since it's such at a low price point, this stock is under $5, this stock is under $10, we're most likely looking for growth. And the one thing you want to see is expansion, and you want to see innovation, you want to see new products. So in order to be, again, a well-educated, well-informed investor, you have to go on their website and just look around and like, okay, what are they actually dealing in? At first, they were doing in medicinal marijuana. Now they are actually branching out into adult recreational marijuana, especially with the new, I think marijuana was started being legal for Canada ever since, has it been 5 years? I don't really recall when it became. I know it at least been 3 years since Canada for the whole entire country have made medical and recreational marijuana legal. Okay, so let's get back into it. As we're looking here, it says here, these are subsidiaries of OrganiGram, and this is the Edison Cannabis. It says at the Edison Cannabis, we believe in the infinite potential of the cannabis plant. Through relentless exploration, we work to uncover the possibilities of data-driven indoor-grown cannabis. All of these are subsidiaries of OrganiGram. So when you guys, if you go to Canada or someone has some Canada products and you see these brands like Edison's and Anchor and Trailblazer, these all fall under OrganiGram. So this can potentially actually, again, be a great stock for your portfolio. Some basic information on Toronto, Canada. Okay, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. Do you have any questions regarding the stock? And again, if you want my advice when it comes to stock, I think this is a very good, solid, long-term stock. Okay, when you compare it against some of its competitors, when you compare it to some of its competitors like Sundial Growers, Aphira, Aurora Cannabis, I know some of you, I was actually in Sundial Growers. I can show you I see if my history is on here. Yeah, here's my history. So I bought a contract, and I broke even with the contract 3 days later. You see, bought the contract for $25, sold the contract. And I really haven't messed with Sundial Growers as much. Now, when we get into, what's the other one? Aphira. Aphira is actually a good stock. I think I did some movement with Aphira. Let me see if my history is located on here. Here we go. So you can tell here, I bought 5 contracts for $210. And then, let's see, about a week went past and I sold those 5 contracts. And as you can tell, ladies and gentlemen, I only made $25, okay? With these cannabis stocks, because this industry, believe it or not, is not a new industry, but when it comes to investing, it's still very volatile because America has not adopted us essentially investing in marijuana stocks, because on a federal level, marijuana is not legal for recreational use. But the federal government has had this hands-off policy. Now, during their presidential run, especially VP Kamala Harris, she was mentioning how she wants to go about legalizing marijuana on a recreational use. Okay, she kind of uttered that, some remnants. She kind of, took some comments. But if this occurs on a federal level, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to even be looking for Canadian marijuana stocks. I'm going to be looking for American companies to come out and list their IPOs on the NASDAQ, the New York Stock Exchange, and the S&P 500. But for now, if you want to invest in marijuana stocks, essentially you have to invest in Canadian stocks that are listed on these U.S. markets. And one of the good ones that could be potentially, take it with a grain of salt, that OrganiGram, the one we're actually talking about, could bring some good profit for you. And we can go, and we're talking about Aurora Cannabis. Aurora Cannabis, let's see if the 5-year stake here. Aurora Cannabis has been up 97%. Now, if you want to get in a little more skin in the game, they've been doing primarily well, not too bad. Okay. It says Aurora Cannabis puts incomplete greenhouse on the auction block. I love reading the headline news again to give you that information. But this is what I don't like about Aurora Cannabis, and that's why you didn't get that information today. Okay. 40% sale. And thank you, Big Uzi, for giving that information on Canada. I knew it was about, I was going to say 2015, but yeah, 2014 sounds about right. Okay. And other people now, Hexo is actually doing pretty well. They're 77% hold. And for you guys that are unfamiliar, here's another good cannabis stock that's under $10. Okay. And as you can tell, this stock came out in 2019. But look at this. This is why I didn't give you this information on Hexo, because in 2019, when they released their IPO, they was up $21.25. And just like Tilray, they dropped. You see that at the peak, they jumped all the way up to $30. Then they dropped all the way down to under $2. That's a large pendulum swing when it comes to stocks. Okay. And again, marijuana stocks, you have to be in it for the long haul. Look at the first year, 254%, 3 months, 76%. Last month, almost 11% down. Last week, almost 10% up. And then today, they're almost 2% going up. And this stock looked like it could possibly rebound. But the bang for the buck for me is OrganiGram. That's under $4.20. It's slightly down. I like to buy stocks when they're down. This one has a 77% hold. Again, we're talking about Hexo and on OrganiGram, and buy at 15%. Not very strong there. Not very strong at all. Chronos Group. We've talked about that. I've done some dealing with Chronos Group. And over the past 5 years, they come out in 2018. But as you can tell, at their peak, they were up to $21.92. Now they're down to $10. Again, these are very, very volatile stocks that you guys should be watching. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't invest. It just means that you should watch it very, very closely. Okay. I believe I had some dealings with this stock. 30% buy. I don't like those ratings. I will have to dig deeper into the stock to say, hey, yay or nay on this particular one. 60% hold. Here's my history. I bought this contract at $265, and if I don't see a sale, more times than not, I accumulated the stocks or this option expired out of the money. That's just the sense. And let me show you Tilray very quickly. I have a volatile history with Tilray. I'm going to show you very quickly here. So I bought Tilray around, where is it at when I bought Tilray? Around $24, $25. Tilray went up to over $100-something per share. There it is. I bought Tilray on the decline around 130. Okay, well, around 130 before I bought Tilray. And look what Tilray ended up at. Let me go back to a year. Tilray actually ended up around, thought it was around $2 or $3, I believe it or not. But it dropped tremendously down. So under $6 Tilray did. Yeah, under $6 Tilray dropped. And I'm glad I sold it when I did. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, I was just watching it. I sold on a downturn. And this is kind of in the era where I was kind of day trading at the moment. I wasn't an official day trader with the amount of money I had in my portfolio, but I was essentially day trading. So with that being said, I sold the stock and I actually made out like a fat rat. And guess what? Tilray have not rebounded. Okay, Tilray have not rebounded. And I believe Tilray, during the time where Donald Trump actually, when he first came into office and he started putting a bunch of tariffs on Chinese stocks, and I don't recall the information I had at the time, why I sold it when I did, but nonetheless, it was a good decision. I made good decisions. I made bad decisions. Okay. We talked about quite recently where Tesla, I lost $7,000. I'm still not happy about that. It's still in my mind. We talked about years ago when I had Citigroup. I bought each share of Citigroup for $4. And I don't know what Citigroup at today. I like to essentially haunt myself with the Citigroup stock. But I bought Citigroup at $4 a share. Let's just put this in perspective. I bought Citigroup at $4 a share. It dropped down to $1, and then I sold. I have a roughly 250 shares of Citigroup at $4 a share. It dropped to $1 a share. I talked to another buddy that invests. He said, hey, America's not going to let the banks fail. Do not sell the stock. I still sold all the stock. And just to put this in a better perspective, boom, Citigroup is up to $73 a share. Citigroup is up $73 a share. Let me see if I can get back where that was. Yeah. That was during the recession of 2008, 2009 that I bought Citigroup at $4 a share. I'm trying to find how can I get that to you. Let me see very quickly. I want you guys to see that great decline, how I essentially suckered myself. If I can, let's see here. Yeah, it's not, oh, wait a minute. It's not really showing the decline of 2008, 2009. Let's see here. All right. It's saying here it did drop below that amount. I can't find where the actual point is, but nonetheless, believe me when I tell you it dropped down to a very low amount where I bought a large amount of shares and I lost a lot of money on that. Okay, guys, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up button, please. And if you guys have any questions, this is a good time to actually ask them before I exit this particular video. So that has been your stock review for OrganiGram. I believe that this stock, if you keep it long term, will probably potentially reach $10 a share. So when you're talking about if you invest at $4 a share and you gain an additional $6 on your investment, I mean, the returns are staggering. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. I'll see you on the next one. This is Financial Literacy 101. Learn money and be inspired. I'm out.